First play from scrimmage. Dave Preston carries off tackle for the Broncos, gets the ball across the 15-yard line. Greg Morton starting at quarterback, but we could see Matt Robinson coming in early. Dave Preston and Jim Jensen are the runners for the Broncos. Rick Upchurch, their deep speed at one flank. Haven Movers, the veteran, at the other. And Riley Odoms, who's playing way overweight and not right now in the great pleasure of his coaching staff, is aligned to the left side. Odoms has played himself right out of shape. He's trained up to about 255. He was one of the best tight ends in the league. Now they go straight ahead, and running with the ball is Jim Jensen. Here's the defensive line for the Oakland Raiders. John Matuzak at left end. Say he's having an all-pro year. The young Oklahoman, Reggie Kinlaw at middle guard. Dave Brownings at the right end. Ted Hendricks having one of his best seasons. Left outside linebacker. Matt Millen and Bob Nelson, the inside backers. Rod Martin is the other outside linebacker. Lester Hayes with 11 interceptions. He's caught more than a lot of wide receivers. Dwayne Osteen are the corners. Mike Davis and Burgess Owens are the safeties. It's first down and 10 now for the Broncos. They go right back to the run. And Preston, working hard, gets it across the 25-yard line, out close to the 28. Lester Hayes knocked him down. And now we have one of the really great long-range kickers in pro football, a former Oakland Raider, Fred Steinfort, out of Boston College, ready to attempt a long field goal. They're going to hold. Matt Robinson will at the 44-yard line. Oops, what's this? He's looking to throw.
He's got him.
This will go the distance. Burgess Owens picks it off. It's a foot race, and Burgess Owens wins going away. So the Broncos go to the well with a trick play, and Burgess Owens takes it away from Riley Odoms and goes the distance, 63 yards and a touchdown.
And, you know, it was a play that was devised to be a flea flicker where Robinson comes out and throws the ball back. But in the meantime, Jim Jensen had beaten his man all the way down in the end zone. For some reason, Robinson never put his attention on him. As a result, 7 points went the wrong way. Okay, here comes Robinson. Jensen is going down the field. I don't know if he was looking for him, but he never found him. Going out to Riley Odoms. Comes up with the white shirt. Burgess Owens slips it in for 6 points, and the Raiders get off fast when it looks like they were down on the floor.
Burgess was sure open, wasn't he? Burgess Owens takes it the distance. Officially, it's a 58-yard return, and the Raiders are on the board. The extra point by Chris Barr is drilled up and good, and so the Raiders strike quickly with their offense not get on the field. A trick play by the Broncos off a fake field goal, and Burgess Owens intercepts in the flat, takes it 58 yards for a touchdown.
And look at Matt Robinson, couldn't be feeling any worse. He hasn't played much in the last 5 or 6 games, only one series of plays. Now he comes in, he gets a chance to kind of get off the schneid himself because he'd like to make something good happen. He knows he had great expectations when he came out here, hasn't really been used, and it's got to be heartbreaking. On the other side of the coin, this man's all smiles.
He really is, and that was the 32nd team interception by the Raiders this season. They're #1 in the NFL. Unbelievable record this season from way out. On second down and 8, a throw goes up the middle. Free football. It's up for grabs, and the Raiders have it. Look at that ball, beautifully picked up by Mike Davis, the strong safety. Never broke stride. Got it on the one hop, and now the Raiders turn it right around and get the ball at their 48-yard line.
Very well executed play by the offense of Denver until he got hit. That's the 3rd turnover in bad situations when it looked like they were moving.
The 3rd turnover of the game, 2 interceptions of Matt Robinson. Now a fumble recovery, and Oakland has the ball back. Here we go at Mile High. 1:27 left to go in the first half. Raiders have the ball. Their 48-yard line. Plunkett. A deep drop. He knows what's coming. Swings it out to Mark Van Eegen as fullback. A couple guys knocked him down, and Van Eegen gets a hit for 11 yards and a first down, down to the 41.
On first down, Donnie, and they've got to hurry up, so I won't take long saying it. Mark Van Eegen has been open on play-action passes throughout the entire first half. It's the 2nd time they've elected to go to him, the 1st time they've hit him.
The lights are completely out right now for Tom Jackson.
Boy, when you get somebody in the middle of the field, the action level starts from all different directions. Van Eegen got hit pretty hard by 2 linebackers that are exceptional. One of them didn't come out of it very well. He'll be back.
He will stick his nose in there right into a buzzsaw. Look at Cincinnati. Beats the Bears.
Jack Thompson got him off fast. He's going to be a good one.
Being thrown Samoan from Washington State. Here's Plunkett now. 1st and 10. Lets it go long. Branch is out there. He's inside the 20. And Cliff Branch is down to the 15-yard line. The clock grinds down to 1:03, and it's stopped by an Oakland timeout. A 26-yard gain. Here it is again, John.
Cliff Branch ran a superb pattern. It was very easy. When you get somebody in motion, they can get away from the linebackers. He's coming right across Plunkett's face. Jim had no problem finding him, less problem hitting him. They pick up a big first down about the 16-yard line. They've got 2 timeouts left and a whole minute and 3 seconds to play with.
Well, he's quite a guy. He grew up in San Jose, California. His mother's blind. His father's partially blind. Helped work his way through high school, working every day in a grocery store, before and after school. Rose to the heights in 70. Here's the throw for a touchdown in the end zone to Bob Chandler. They're going to give it to him. His feet look in.
They've got to give it to him. He caught the ball.
What? Now the hands go up. A slight delay, but the hands are up.
Well, nobody touched him. Nobody ever made the play on him. All he had to do was kind of roll over, but nobody made the sign because they felt the ball was on the 1-yard line, Donnie. Finally, he just kind of sauntered in. Let's go back. We mentioned Plunkett's been throwing the ball and firing it. Now, this ball is fired. You have to do it when you're in traffic. Chandler catches it. His feet are in. The rule stipulates that the ball has to be in. His feet were in and the ball wasn't. He finally does amble over. They've got 6 points.
Fisher right there waiting for him to ease on over the line, which Chandler did. So the Raiders now move out in front 16-7, and those San Diego Chargers are throwing things to their TV. Here's the extra point, up and good by Chris Barr. So with 40 seconds left to play in the first half, the Raiders move out in front by a commanding 10-point margin, 17-7. We've seen a lot of turnovers, a lot of big plays in this game, with every reason to expect more. High Stadium when Denver won 2017 and out of the Super Bowl. Now it is 3rd down and 12. The Raiders, Jim Plunkett. Here's a throw, it's intercepted. Picked off, and a lateral is made. Ball was intercepted by Rob Nair. Then he lateraled it back, and they're not done yet.
One more lateral, they'll be inside their 20.
Back inside the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you, the fans feel it. Everybody gets a feel of it. They make a fine play that Shell recovers. Put him in a 3rd down and 12 situation. All the fans are getting a bit active. This was a poorly thrown ball. He had a little pressure. He tries to make a great play. As a result, makes a poor one. One little lateral deserves another little lateral. He's trying to get to Bob Chandler. He's on Louis Wright. Chandler cuts underneath, but Nairn is standing right there to pick the ball up.
So the Raider drive is stopped. With 1:56 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Broncos get it back. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their 33 when we come back. Oakland continues to hold a 10-point lead, 17-7. So the turnover, the interception, and now the ball is back in the hands of the Broncos at their 33-yard line, 1st and 10. 1:56 to play in the 3rd quarter. Morton stands in, brings it out on the screen, goes to a fullback, John Keyworth over the 40, over the 45, and over the 50, and Keyworth is down to the 45-yard line of Oakland. A 22-yard gain as the Broncos had it set up.
You know, that play would have gone for about 6 yards had not the wide receivers done their job. They took both of the defensive backs down the field, and when Keyworth did come up with the ball, perfect execution from the offensive line, allowing Keyworth to get down the field. But look at Steve Watson. He did not let Osteen get up and pursue the play. Okay, he can see the screen in a second, but they're giving him plenty of room. He comes up, can't get there.
Morton on 1st down. Takes a look. They give him time.
You ain't kidding.
Now he throws. Taven Moses is out there and has the ball down to the 11-yard line. But there's a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. Great pass catch combination again. Morton to Haven Moses. But a penalty marker down.
Well, if his offensive line gives him that much time, he'll be playing when he's 55.
And it's going to go against the Raiders, so the play goes a gain of 32 yards.
Number 55, defense, decline.
That's why he needed the time, Don. We took a look at Osteen, number 35, a little earlier in the one play earlier. He played way off. This time he's put man-to-man on Haven Moses. The time necessitates him to hold him, because if he doesn't, he'd have been free.
Tell you, this Haven Moses,
that penalty wasn't on him.
He gets better as he gets older. He had his most productive season last year, his 12th in the league. but he caught 54 balls for almost 1,000 yards. He's the second all-time leading pass receiver to Harold Jackson in New England. And today, he's caught 4 for 20 yards. Touchdown, Oakland. Riley Odom's in the end zone.
I might get Riley to get up to 280 pounds if he plays as well as he's playing today. He's been able to get off the line of scrimmage, get into his pattern, break free of the strong safeties, and they've been putting the ball where it has to be thrown. He's having an outstanding day.
He really is. They've been down at him, and so is Morton. His prime receiver has been Haven Moses, who's caught 5 for 113 yards, and then on the payoff end of the touchdown throw, Riley Odom. So it's a game again. 17-13 game. Now you remember that the regular holder, Matt Robinson, went out in the first half with a concussion. Prestwich is holding and doing it well as Kinescourt delivers the point after. So we got a good one going at Mile High. It's 17-14 Oakland.
You can take a look at it, but Buck standing in there getting good pass protection right now. Hanging in there, puts the ball up at the right time. Chandler is well covered by Wright. It doesn't show in your picture, but he cuts underneath him and takes it away from him.
So Bob Chandler making some big receptions, gives Oakland a 23-14 lead, looking again now to extend it to 10 with Barr. It's the point after with Chandler holding. So with 14-12 left to play in the game, the Raiders are back on top by 10. It's 24-14. Barr will be kicking off to the Denver Broncos when we come back. With a deep drop, and he just lets her fly, and Chandler's there.
And I mean, he's hanging in there then. He's getting good pass protection. The ball's got a lot of trajectory on it, which gives Chandler a chance to get underneath Louis Wright, grab the thing for a touchdown. And how many times have you seen Chandler make great catches in critical situations?
Well, we've seen him in the end zone twice today. Greg Morton gets set to go again now with 3rd down and 6. Here comes the rush. Stands in. There's a man open. It's the same guy, number 88. He's getting the ball right between those 8s. Very regularly, ahead for a first down to the 45-yard line. Riley Odom.
I'll tell you why he's getting it right to the letter, because he's getting excellent pass protection. You take a look at these fellas. I mean, he's got enough time to allow Odom to get down the field, cut across the middle. He sees him easily, and it's not much trouble to pick him off.
Greg Morton in his 16th year, an All-American at Cal at Berkeley, where he played under the current coach of Kansas City, Marv Levy. Number 1 draft choice of the Cowboys way back in '65. Now he has the Broncos at their 45. First down and 10. Letting a rip, and there. He got it. The ball, what a catch. That's Watson. And a penalty marker comes in after the play, and it's not on Watson. Steve Watson, the free agent from Temple, we're talking about his ability to get the ball diving. That's the second one he's done like that.
We mentioned, Don, that Osteen had Watson on the previous play all over the field. Sometimes a good receiver will say, hey, it looks to me like I've been one-on-one all day long. He was again.
Interference, number 37. Defense, decline, first down.
Let's watch Watson again. He was a college long jumper.
Well, okay, if the ball had been laid up a little bit, which you don't know the man's going to fall down, he could have taken it in stride and run it in. As it was, it's a 41-yard gain. Credit Watson again.
So now it's 1st and 5. Right up the middle and on into the end zone. Dave Preston, his 2nd touchdown of the day, as the Bronco forward wall smashes open Oakland's defense. And again, the Broncos are back in the game with 11:08 to play.
And when they get down by that goal line, there are certain players that just have a knack of finding holes when it looks like there aren't any. One of them is Dave Preston. You notice he's always inserted in the ball game when they get down inside the 20-yard line. He's come up with a lot of touchdowns for him, and that was a big one.
He's one of those free agents who just do it with guile, cunning. He's got no speed. None to speak of. Was drafted late by New England and cut, signed here as a free agent. Was a great all-around back in college in Bowling Green. And now a 10-yard touchdown run by Dave Preston. The extra point is good. And it's a 24-21 game. Oakland's lead back down to 3.
George, you know, I don't think nearly enough has been said about this man. The Raiders started off slowly at the first of the year. He was the stabilizing influence. He's been so throughout the year. He's another in a long line of fine Raider coaches.
Third down in a long three. Plunkett throws. There's a man going for the ball. Arthur Whittington cannot get to it. A penalty marker is down. It's going to go against the Denver Broncos. Arthur Whittington coming out of the backfield and running a fly down the near sidelines was, in the opinion of the official who was right there, impeded.
Well, he had a perfect angle on the play, Don. He was standing in a spot where very few people could miss it if it was in fact an infraction.
Number 20, defense, first down.
Back Judge Roy Clymer right there. The penalty marker goes down, and so the Raiders get 4 new downs with 1:46 left on the clock.
Boy, that was a big penalty, and you see those penalties affect ball games, win, lose, and draw. And it's not a very popular call right up here in Denver, but down in the Bay Area they may be celebrating, because if they can make one more first down, this game is history, and it's a long way to come back even if they don't.
Well, it's down close to the 40 of Denver. Broncos bring all the linebackers up. They know it's going to be a run, and yet Van Egan finds a way through and gets the ball down to the 35-yard line. Mark Van Egan keeps on trucking. 1:35 left to go in the game, and he keeps the clock running, and now the Broncos call a timeout. So while we have a brief pause, let's switch back to New York. Another update as we go. Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Oakland 24, Denver 21. Second down coming up for the Raiders. They have the ball at the 35-yard line of Denver. A pass interference call on an incomplete pass, but maybe it would not have been incomplete had Whittington not been interfered with. But at any rate, it was first down yardage on the penalty assessment.
Remember now, too, Don, that the Bronx can call 2 more timeouts.
They have to stop the run. Van Egan still working, gets down close. He's inside the 35-yard line to the 33. And back to New York, and back to Bryant Gumbel. And quarterback Plunkett, and defensive backfield coach Willie Brown, one of the all-time great Raiders.
And Don, it said 2 timeouts left on the scoreboard. However, that was wrong. There are no timeouts left. Denver has just taken their last one. Third down. They can get the ball. I doubt if you'll see them even try to kick a field goal. They'll run the ball on 4th down, and they can eat up almost a full minute of time, giving them 29 seconds to get back in the ball game without any timeouts.
Got some Raider fans here, and right now, third down is coming up, and that would be the difference. Remember that one timeout they took when they didn't like a defense early? Plunkett came back and didn't take one. He took a delay of game and took 5 yards.
Sure. Well, they're talking right now about whether it would be a good idea to kick if they pick up 2 yards, which it would necessitate a 48-yard field goal. Obviously, it wouldn't help. And you can see that man, he's involved.
Third down and 2. Plunkett goes right back to the money, right back to Van Egan. He didn't get there. The Broncos signal 4, and
you can bet they're going after it on 4th down.
Oh, yeah. 1:18 to go. 1:18 left to play.
They don't want to lollygag too long, because it is important that they can pick up the first down if they get any sort of a good play off, which would ice the game. If they don't, there's still a little time left.
In overtime, Cincinnati beats the Chicago Bears, so the Bengals have won 2 straight, and they head home to meet up with the Cleveland Browns on the final day next Sunday. Van Egan didn't get there. On 4th and 1, he did not get there, and with 44 seconds left to play, the Broncos have the ball back.
No timeouts, but they do have a chance. They only need a field goal to tie. Steinfurt's got a lot of room.
As soon as this game is concluded, in most parts of the country, 10 seconds. Morton is still letting the clock run down. Now he drops back, 7 to go. Stands in, he looks, he throws. It's intercepted, and the Oakland Raiders will tie San Diego for first place again in the AFC West.
Don, he feels a little dejected. He really has no reason to feel so. And
Wayne Osteen was the man who came up with the ball. And so, a last-ditch effort by the Broncos to get in field goal range comes up short. And the Oakland Raiders win.